Welcome back to episode 8. In the last episode, we built a glove, a grid of mass points connected by constraints hanging from pinned anchor points. That's cool, but what if we could tier it? In this episode, we are adding two ways to break the glove. First, constraints will automatically snap when they are stretched too far, so if you pull hard enough, the glove rips apart. Second, we will add a right-click cutting, so you can use the mouse to slice through the constraints directly. Let's open the constraint.js file first. We have two new properties. One is should break. This is a flag that gets set to true when the constraint has been stretched beyond its limit. And then we have breaking threshold. This is how far past the rest length the constraint can stretch before breaking. We default it to number.max value, so constraints don't break unless we explicitly set a threshold. In the update method, we check if the absolute difference between the current length and the rest length exceeds the threshold. If it does, we mark the constraints for removal. We use math.absolute or ABS because the constraint could be compressed this is like a negative difference, or stretched. That's the positive difference. Either way, if it's too far off, it breaks. We don't remove the constraint here, we will just flag it. The simulation loop handles that actual removal later. So let's head over to simulation.js. We have a new method called enable breaking. This applies a threshold to all existing constraints, and we call this after the glove is fully built. And then in the update loop, after each constraint solves, we check if it's flagged for breaking. If it is, we splice it out of the array and decrement I, so we don't skip the next constraint. Also notice we bumped the solver iteration up to 20. The glove needs more iteration now because breaking constraints changes the topology dynamically, and it's better to have more iterations so it converges again faster, and this might result into a instability if the iteration is like 3, 2 or something like this. Okay, and then we need to add a new method to playground.js file. I call it onMouseHold. This is a new handler. This gets called continuously while the mouse button is held down. If it's button 2, so it's the right click, we check if there's a mass point under the cursor and delete it along with all its constraints. This lets you drag the mouse across the glove with right click held to slice through it. Also, the glove config changes a little bit. The glove resolution is now 10, glove width is 500, glove height 300, and the breaking threshold is 6. It's a slightly different dimension, and we define the breaking threshold there. After building the glove, we will call this simulation.enable breaking with this.breaking threshold. A threshold of 6 means a constraint will break if it's stretched 6 pixels beyond its rest length. You can play with this value. Lower numbers make the glove more fragile, higher numbers make it tougher. Also, we need to add some things to the main HTML file. We need to track whether the mouse is being held and which button, of course. So the main loop checks this each frame, right? The main loop with the request animation frame, if mouse hold, background.onMouseHold, and then the button which is held down. The mouse down and mouse up listeners now update these variables. We disable the right-click context menu on the canvas, so the browser doesn't pop up a menu when you try to cut it. If you implement this on a C# environment, or like in a C# application, or in Unity or whatever, you're not gonna have this problem, of course. And yeah, that's it for the main HTML file. So now you should be able to cut the glove and tear it apart. And I think this looks pretty neat. Okay, as a small recap, we added two ways to break the glove constraints. Now, the constraints now have a breaking threshold stretch them too far, they snap automatically, and the right click dragging over the glove cuts points and their constraints out entirely. We also added mouse hold dragging in the main HTML file and disabled the context menu on the canvas. The glove can now be torn apart by pulling or surgically cut with the mouse. If you pull a corner hard enough, you'll see constraints snapping one by one as the tear propagates. So what's coming next? In the next episode, this will be the final one. We are adding different types of constraints. Right now we only have structural constraints, so horizontal and vertical neighbors. They connect to horizontal and vertical neighbors. We will add shear constraints. These are diagonally connections, and then banding constraints. So connections that skip a point to the right and to the bottom or to the top, depending on how you construct the glove. This gives the glove a much more realistic behavior in 3D. It resists diagonally deformation and doesn't fold as easily. This is for the 2D case, it doesn't make much sense because this will make the glove way more stiffer. But if you do a 3D simulation, then definitely add those things. This will improve the glove a lot. Okay, so that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.